everyone, it's Desiree, and I am back with another installment onto the altered book that I'm doing. Now again, this is the first time I'm doing this, so I've watched a couple people on, or more than a couple, it's always more than a couple, on YouTube, and just got a feel for what they're doing. By all means, it's Gail Agostinelli. She does beautiful things with altered books, and then also Irina, Craftery Irina. So I'll have those links down below so that you can have an opportunity, if you haven't already, to be able to view those. For some reason, while it's really weird, for those of you that have seen my other videos, I love collaging, and collaging, there's no rhyme or reason. You kind of just throw things together, and however it falls, we go with. I'm being very precise with this. So, and you can. I mean, just because it's a junk journal or an altered book doesn't mean that you can't be precise. But I find it funny that when it comes to this, I am really planning these pages out, and then I'm going to go back in and do the ephemera. So it's kind of funny as I sit back and just watch this process for myself. So you can see here that we've got pockets. Now, when it comes to these pockets, one of the things, now these are full-fledged, let's take them down, right down to the page. What I am going to do is actually get a bead of glue to go in here. Here's my thought process on this. Oh, I forgot to say what I always say. Long video. Lots of gabbing. Like to tell you each step of what I'm going. May be for you, may not. Just giving you the heads up so that you don't get frustrated and be mean. Just saying. So this pocket, I'm okay with. Now I would even, think about putting a line of glue here as well. But there's some of them that, like this one, I will keep large because maybe someone wants to take a folded piece of paper, a note, or maybe they received a note. Maybe you're going to use this to hold on to old-time love letters that you found within your family in the attic, something like that. This is the perfect spot to put them. When it comes to these, while these are perfect for that too, I just think they're really big. So I do want to shorten them up. So I'm going to attempt, now I need my clips. Need my clips, not that clip. I need my clips. Can you tell I can't find my clips? I'm just saying I can't find my clips. Oh, wait a minute, I found my clips. Hold on. There we go. Yep, found my clips. So these are just my bulldog clips, because this is the first one that I'm coming to. So I'm going to put a clip on that so that it can stay out of my way and I don't have to fight. So this one I'm going to leave alone, this front one. But this one here, yeah, I want to be able to just, and it doesn't have to go from end to end. I just want it to block what it's doing. So this glue bottle might be good for that. Let me make sure that the glue is going to come off here. Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this up and I want to bend it. So I want to, can everybody see that? I don't know. Okay. So I'm just going to keep pinching that. So now I've got this form. So I've got this opening here. I'm putting pressure here so that I can do yoga and get my glue in there, and I'm going to hope that I do go in a straight line. It's okay that I don't though. What I need to make sure is that I'm going straight across. So I'm just going to press that down and I'm going to hold that there. Okay, so if I take a piece of paper. So I'm going to take this one. And if I take that and put that in there, see what's nice? I can put something in here now. I can still put a note if I fold it up right, but if I put a tag about this size, I've got something that's able to be managed. Now this is still full-fledged, but even if something's this size, I can still grab it. So that was my reasoning for that. So I am going to, real quick, these I'm not worried about because the side pockets are big enough that we can reach in. So I'm not going to focus on these. So here we have another one. I'm going to do the same thing. Now for this one, I'm going to try to get a little bit lower down in there. Again, just to have the difference in levels. So again, I'm going to push down. I'm really going to play yoga here. I'm going to put that glue bottle in there, and I'm just going to angle this to make sure that I get a glue line in there. And then I'm going to push. I don't care if it's perfect in there. I just need to be able to do this. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper here. And it's going to be a long one. So I'm just going to fold this up a bunch of times just to give it some strength. And now I'm going to see how far this one goes. Because you know me, I make all kinds of different tags. So you can see right about there, which that's a nice size, which I believe is a little bit bigger than this one. Not much, but a little bit. So that's what I'm going to be able to get. But I also don't mind if things really stick out the top. So what I mean by that is those tags that I usually use. Let me grab one. Okay. Here we go. I don't know why I just don't keep a stack by me here. So even if it's a tag this size, that's perfect to stick out the top. Even if it was a little bit longer, I would be okay with that. So that's what I'm going to real quick do right now. Again, I am not worried about the ones that are on the side. We have plenty of room to get to those because we can really open up and see what's going on. It's these top folding pockets where I'm just like, you know what? I really, really want to just shorten that up just a little bit. And again, I'm going to put my clip on it. And I'm okay if I start bending this back. I'm going to get my hand in there. Just press down. Oh, now here's something nice. This side didn't glue well. So I can make it just a little bit longer. I'm just gonna carefully, everyone breathe, I'm actually tearing apart the page, it's okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna be able to come in down here and just put a line a little bit lower. And then I need to close this end up. Make sure that bottom is sealed. Take my clip off and rub. All right, and now let's see. How low does this one go? You know what? Actually, that goes just a little bit too low. So I am actually going to go back to my normal height. What do you think of that? Yes. So again, I'm gonna, wow, okay. So I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna put my glue bottle right there, and I'm just going to keep going back and forth, putting a line of glue. Hoping I got glue in there. I'm just kind of shooting it in there. But I am leaning this tip up against the page. So let's see. Yep, perfect. Okay, so let's continue on. And that's what we're still doing. we are still doing the pages. And again, I'm using 2 digital prints because I had an awesome time printing them out. For some reason, I found I printed them multiple times. And these were both kits. So these kits are by Artie Mays and Junk with Steph. Again, all of their information will be linked down below. I will make sure, I mean, hopefully, I don't know when they designed these. I know Butterflies in Blue by Artie Mays was pretty recent. So as long as it's still available, I'll still link to it, to their Etsy shop. And then the same thing with Junk with Steph. This is called Vintage Butterflies. As long as it's still available, I'll be able to link to it. And by all means, I certainly will. And also their YouTube channels, you know, so that you can check them out. So those are the 2 sets that I am using. Absolutely comical, the number of times that I printed. Now, when I print out my digital downloads, and it doesn't matter which one it is, any of my digital downloads, I print on just plain, regular, the most inexpensive I can find, whether that's at the dollar store, whether that's at my local office supply shop. I usually do get it from my office supply, and I usually get the box that's either got 3 or 4 reams in it, and they're like $4 a ream of 500 sheets. That's usually what I get for all of my plain white paper. That's what I also use to coffee dye with, and when I print my digital downloads. The printer I use, I get asked these questions a lot, so that's why I'm kind of reviewing that. The printer that I use, and I think going forward I'll make sure it's linked down there, is, and I'm turning around looking at it, an HP OfficeJet Pro 8720. I've had it for a little bit, and I just love that look, because I am one to tear my pages. I'm one to collage with these. I'll cut them up to cut shapes. I very rarely, matter of fact, I have not yet printed any of my digital downloads down onto photo paper. I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying you can't print it down on cardstock. It's just what I choose not to do. So I get that question a lot. So I just want to make sure that, again, I'm not saying not to do it. I'm saying this is what I do. I know many people use cardstock and everything else. By all means, I build up when it comes to that. So again, we each have differences in what we do, which is awesome. That's what makes crafting fun. Okay, so let's get back into this and let's continue to do more pages. What do you think? All right, so let me get, I'm using a lot of paper clips because that kind of helps me to know, okay, this is one side, this is one side. And then eventually you're going to start seeing X's possibly on these pages. That's what's going to tell me to punch out that corner for the either the side entry or the top entry. So let's see here. I need to get, of course, I always forget something. I need to get punch. Need to have my punch. Okay, found my punch. Yes, I stopped the video, came back, figured you didn't want to look at nothing. Okay. So again, what I'm doing is I'm just pulling my pages, but I'm using the one page, and if I have to, I'm filling in with coffee dyed papers, and I'm really, really liking the look. So that one was from that. I'd like to have something not as busy, which is this one. Yes. So it's almost like I'm toggling between. Now I'm going to set this aside while I do my tears on the paper. So yes, I have finally learned this process, which I think, did I use this? No, I am not using this. I am using a straight edge. See? Gotta be careful. All right, here's my straight edge. So let's get this here. So I'm going to take, as always, all of the white edges. When I do print down my pages, they don't go always to the full edge, which is fine. I just always will tear or cut that off, even when I'm putting these in a junk journal, because my junk journals are usually the size of a traveler's notebook, or they're, you know, like 5.5 by 8.5. All right, so now I'm going to find the center of this. This actually measures 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10.5. So I'm going to take this to 5.25. I'm going to use the grid that I'm working on, and now I'm just going to tear that. So now I've got my 2 pages. Now I'm going to come in. You knew Vintage Photo was coming in, absolutely. And for right now, I will go through and actually ink up each of these pages, but I'm going to do that last. I want to come in and just make sure these are inked before I glue those down. So again, it's almost like a mini production here that I'm doing. Of course, it's so enthralling for each of you to watch me ink up my pages. But again, it's part of the process. Now, I think I asked this before. I need to make sure this is facing the right way. So remind me. Okay, I know I'm asking you a question I probably asked before. There are, you know, it looks like there's going to be a lot of layouts on this. So, I mean, I have this one. So it looks like we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So like 19 or 20. You know, let me know. I'm doing the same thing throughout these pages. I'm not going to change how I'm doing this. Let me know if you want to continue to see them all. Or if you just want me to skip to get to all of the ephemera that I'm going to put in. Again, I said start to finish. So if you wanted to continue to see this, I have no problems with that. So let me know. All right, so I am going to put marks on these pages, because what I want to do is I'm trying to cover, I want to make sure that I'm covering up the words as well. Okay, so let me see something. All right, so what I'm going to do, so this is where I want this to go. Now I'm just going to take my pencil and I'm going to put a mark here. And I'm going to put a mark here. All right, and I'm going to grab my ruler and I'm going to match those 2 marks up. All right, I want to save that. Oh, please tell me I had that the right way. Yes, I did. And then what I want to do is I'm going to put this down, and I want to fold this over my edge. So I'm going to real quick, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink this up first. I don't know why I just think that, because that's going to get folded down. Going to put my glue on. I need my large clips. This is driving me nuts. Oh, I need one more. I'm stretching. Okay. So now I'm going to glue this. I want to make sure that I'm in screen, but I can't easily adjust my setup here. All right, so I do use my glue stick to put my pages down, but I am using my liquid glue, as you saw, to place the groupings for my, I want to make sure I'm straight. Now I don't want to press down too hard. I want to flip this over, and I am going to bend this over just to make sure I have a nice crease there. And then I'm going to use my liquid adhesive and just put a line down this so that it stays. Again, just to close that up. And any pieces that are sticking up, just put a little bit of the liquid adhesive in there as well. And then I can turn that one over. And again, I use the liquid when I'm not getting that full coverage, because I don't want the pages to bend up. Okay. So now what I want to do is I'm going to take that corner piece that and I'm going to line this up. Now, it's not going to be perfect because you can see that gap. Now, that's okay because I'm going to put a piece of coffee dye paper in that gap. But let's get this in place. All right. So we'll get that down. Again, we're going to even. Oh, that was easy. We want to even this up. All right, now I am going to do the same thing over here with this page. But again, this one, and again, I'm going to line them up. And what I'm going to do this time, I want that to come in just a little bit more so that it looks even. And again, I'm going to come in just with a pencil mark, just a little bit above. I'm going to match those up. If I can find them again. Okay, I found one. And I found the other. Okay, again, I'm going to save that And now this is going to go in place there. Remembering, or I am remembering the fact that I don't have to ink up the one edge. And we're going to get this in place. And I know my paper clip is still there. I need to get that out of there. All right, I'm going to press on this side. I'll flip that page over so that I can continue to put pressure on it. And I'm going to fold this up over the edge. I do like to fold over the edge because then it won't get beat up. I've got a continuous look going over the pocket, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of my liquid adhesive here to hold this down, and then put that in place so that that can't be lifted up in case I have something sticking out on the tag or the card that I'm putting in there. It won't get caught on that. All right, now same thing again. I'm going to take this piece knowing that there is a gap, and I'm going to put that in place. Okay. All right, so that's there. Now I just need some strips for now, and you don't have to put strips, the coffee dyed strips. You can leave it just like that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It'll add something a little different. You know, it would be fun. So I'm going to line up this. I'm going to cut here, and I'm going to trim here. And then I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to come up here. So again, I'm estimating as to where my cuts are going to fall, which is okay. That's half the fun of it, right? I'll cut that one. Pull that one out. I need my little eraser so I can erase my markings. All right, so this is the one that I was looking at. I'm going to take off this edge. So you can see what I mean when I say, for some reason, I'm really particular with this. And then that's just going to go right in there. All right, we're going to ink this up. And we're going to use the glue. Same process. And again, I'm making sure that this does overlap so that we can have that hidden. Now here is where I need to just add some vintage photos so that I have that. Now there's no X's on this page either, so I don't have to worry about punching any holes on this side. Alright, so now I'm going to trim another piece. I'm going to try to... Oh, no, I want to do this. Cut this. And I'm going to put that in. And I'm going to just sketch a line. So this is another way where I can just take this, just make sure that I'm down a little bit, like that. And I'm going to sketch, and I'm going to draw my line. And then I'll use my ruler to tear that away. And then I can just put that in there. And for some reason, I'm thinking that I don't have this long enough. No, that's because I went to the wrong side. There we go. We're going to ink. Sometimes I forget after I tear them which way I had the piece of paper. And you know, I don't want to keep on putting marks on them. So, you know, it's always fun. I do save all of these scraps because you never know what size of coffee dye I would use. And plus, they're great for collaging, to just throw some pieces down. So, everything is possible. Again, I'm going to put some glue. We're going to open that up. Keep angling it till I know I'm somewhat straight. I'm going to tuck that down. Matter of fact, I'm going to tear that out. Add a little bit of liquid glue in that. Again, I don't want anything to catch. And now I have that. So now I can take my clips off and I can add my bead of glue where I use my liquid glue. And again, if I want to, I'm going to add one more here just to make it a little bit shorter. I'm pulling the pages straight up so that they are not crooked. That, and I am going to do the same thing on this one. I'm actually going to bump this one up to here. And then I'm going to come down the side. Nothing too exact, because again, no one will see it. Up. I need to make sure I pick this up. And again, you want to come straight. You want to make sure that your pages are even. And we now have those two done. And I'm not going to do all that stuff because I don't want to mess that up. All right, so the next one, which is really these two pages now coming together, because there's my X. So I am going to put my glue on the side, and let me make sure that that was a side, and it is, so I'm not worried about putting glue in the center. Just want to make sure I have it on the top and the bottom. So again, lifting it up. All right, and that is complete. So now we are on our next page, which is really just 2 pieces of the printed down paper, which is wonderful. So let's choose our next pattern. Now that I don't have, I did not choose my patterns. I think I want something pale. I love these pale ones that are in the Artie Mays collection. So I think I'm going to use one of these and get these in there. Again, I'm going to take this off to the side so that I can have room to tear. So, and I'm just lining up my rulers along that edge. There may be some white showing, but that's okay. Again, the vintage photo that I'm using will cover that up. Now, and again, you don't have to use the coffee dyed papers. You know, first of all, use what's in your stash. I always like saying that. But you can use solid cardstock, an ivory, a color that accents the pieces that you're using. You know, again, it's whatever you would want this to be. These are such big pieces to vintage photo, I'm just saying. I got to make sure that I keep these going in the correct direction. And this just needs a lot just to kind of cover that up. Okay. So that's how these are going to go. So I'm going to grab my book now, just so that they can be placed there. And I'm going to do this side first. Okay, I'm just going to put a clip. I just put them on the corners of my page, just so that they're held down. All right, so let's get this glued in. Now, also, when I asked my question, if, you know, you guys want to see each of the page sets, I'm good. I'm good either way. If there's a resounding agreement to, you know, no, you can skip or anything like that, you know that I would definitely page through the book. And as you're seeing my head, I'm so sorry. I would definitely page through the book so that you can see all of the different things, you know, that we did when it came to this. All right, now I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to grab my punch. And I'm going to try to center it. And I'm going to bring it down halfway. And we're going to ink, because don't want to get it on that back page. All right, now, same thing. We are gluing, but what I'm going to do now is I do want to move my paper clip out of the way. I found that the paper clips, and I just get them at my local dollar store. They were very helpful to help me see, okay, this is the set here, this is what needs, this goes here. because it can get confusing very quickly. It can really get confusing in a second, and that's okay. That went crooked too, but that's all right. Now that one was easy. Let's see, what time are we at? Okay, I've got 20 more minutes. Let's see if we can get... All right, so again, now that one's done. So now we're on to our next set. And I think we can actually get this one done too. So I went calm. So let's pull in... Oh, they're all beautiful. I mean, come on, they're all beautiful. Okay, I'm loving this one, so I think this would be really pretty. And I don't think I have any duplicates of the pages. All right, so again, pull that out. And we're going to tear, sorry. We're going to tear. And that little piece, I need to get rid of that little piece. Okay. So I do have nice thin borders on these. So you just got to make sure that you can stretch out your hand. Don't get your hand in the way though, as you're pulling, so that it doesn't shift. Place that down. And one last one. And same thing. I do enjoy my mat underneath. Now this one's a little bit bigger, but that's okay. So we are going to make this 5 3/8. I'm just going to go right there. Now you can also just fold these in half, and then that will get your centers as well. I'm going to ink around these. Now, for the ephemera, I'm going to use pieces as well from each of these kits, just so that they'll match. But I think I'm also going to pull in, you know, other pieces, whether it's stamped items, give some 3D components, and stuff like that. But I'm going to pretty much stay with what these are. Again, pulling in mine. All right. Push that down. Where am I at? And yes, I can do... So this has got a lot. So maybe I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this one in. I'm going to do definitely one more video so that you can so I can show you how I do this one. It's pretty, we did one of those before, but I don't want you to not see that. So, sorry, I just made a decision. I mean, just in case somebody missed that. So we'll definitely have one more, but still let me know, you know, answer the question. Yes, like to see all of them being built or no. You know, I cannot believe that it is the middle of September. That's when I'm filming this. I am in absolute amazement how fast time is going. Holidays are fast approaching. So yeah. Now I don't know what there's a tradition that me and my sister always do every year when it comes to the holidays. especially, mainly for Christmas time. She loves to just walk around and, you know, do shopping, but enjoy it. So, you know, pretty much the shopping's already done. We're just like, you know, getting things to fill in. Me, I'm usually about to pass out. We start first thing in the morning. We're talking, you know, like 7-ish in the morning, and we don't come home till the following morning until 2 a.m. So we don't know what that's going to be able to look at. Okay, so that's that spread there. And again, I'm going to punch my circle out because there's my X. I'm going to get that out. I want to ink that up. And I'm going to do that midpoint. So I'm going to do that right there. And then I'll come down. And I'm going to go in. And then again, I'm going to lift these up to each other. And just rub to get them together. So yeah, we're not quite sure what it's going to look like. You know, if we're going to be able to do that, if the stores are going to be open. So we're just waiting. I know the couple shows that I have been involved in. Okay, so I'm just going to flip this over because now I'm actually on, yeah, I'm on this big one now, right here. So let me see what time it is. Kind of close. I'm going to hold this off for the next video. Okay, so I'm going to put a clip here. So I'm going to put that there. So we got 3 pages, 3 more sections done. So, I mean, we're moving right along. I'm going to save this one for the video. And what I might do, I mean, again, you know what? We're almost done. So we're almost there. And you can see that, you know, we haven't added anything yet. You know, anything to the bulk. So, but you can see this is where we tear it out. Okay, so lots of rambling there, lots of uncertainty. Apologize for that. But do let me know if you want to see everything. But I do want you guys to see that. I know I did one of those before. Matter of fact, it's right here. But only on one side. So this one's just slightly different. Because it's kind of, it's close to the center of the book, but kind of off. But so this is like a 3 stepping stone type thing. So this layout's going to be pretty huge as it comes across, which is pretty cool. And that's something that I was looking at when I did this. That's why I kept this one plain. You know, this one's just very plain. Same thing with this one. So I'm putting in plain, and then this is a different setup on how that's looking. Again, very organized, very symmetrical when it came to this, which is usually just so not me. I think it's really funny. So you can see all those differences that I had. All right. So again, using the Vintage Butterflies by Junk with Steph and the Butterflies in Blue by Artie Mays. These are the 2 sets that I'm using. You can use whatever you have. I just love butterflies. And again, I got carried away with printing, which I tend to do that sometimes. It's funny. So, as always, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope I'm giving you some tips and tricks. I hope you're crafting along with me. And I hope that you're seeing that I cannot close a glue stick bottle for my life of me. But I hope that you're trying this, whether it's in a book or whether it's on a page. You know, the same, what I'm doing here can be applied to so many different things. You never have to do the exact idea, basically. So if you're just enjoying the video, that is wonderful too. I'm glad you are enjoying the videos, and I do really appreciate you stopping by to just take the time. These videos are long, usually, you know, in the area of an hour. maybe just a little bit less. It's very rare that they're less than that because, you know, gap. But I do appreciate you stopping by and just taking the time. But if you do have any questions, please make sure you leave those down below, and I'll make sure I get back to you as soon as I can. Continue to enjoy your day. Smile. We have so much going on in the world, but that's okay. We will all get through this. Continue to stay safe and healthy. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love for you to hit that button. Make sure you ring the bell so that you know the next video is ready for you to watch. Excuse me. But remember what's most important for me, even if we just do it, just a little bit each day, and it doesn't matter what we do. We don't have to be creating a craft. We can just be doing something. Always be creative. Take care, everyone. Until next time.